Their weekly outlook. So today is Tuesday, the 28th of Feb. Haven't really been updating much in terms of videos or posts in the public Discord for the last 2 weeks. Big reason for that is we've just been so busy in the mentorship program. Just so many trades going off, and that's just taking a lot more of my time than usual. As you guys see all over social media and things like that, we're up like 500 pips on GJ, for example. Here we have our buy running, which I shared here, 500 pips to 1 to 13 on GJ. We have 200 pips running on CAD JPY. We have another trade running here, 200 pips on EN. And then we also have AUD CAD as well. We have a trade over here running for almost 300 pips as well. Just crazy few weeks. So, I've been a little more preoccupied there than usual, just because there's been so many trades at once I wanted to cover. But there are a few things I want to cover this week. Right now, there's not too much I'm really interested in on the extra pairs. There's only a few pairs, but even then they kind of need a bit more price action. The last 2 weeks have just kind of given some really nice moves on a lot of pairs, so that those moves are kind of playing out and right now we're just kind of waiting for things to pull back or push further before we can kind of consider any new entries. All right, so before I jump into this, I want to talk about the news this week. Okay, so we have a lot of news on Wednesday for Euro news. Okay, just be aware that CPI, along with the inflation rate for Euro, will definitely have some sort of effect on the market, whether it's just wicking or whether we see some full reversals. Just be aware of that. And then we also have JPY consumer confidence coming out Wednesday in late in Asia. Then Thursday we have more Euro news, inflation, CPI, inflation, etc. And then Friday we have a lot of USD news. Okay, nothing really crazy, but again, there's just a lot of Euro news. So if you trade a lot of Euro pairs, just be aware that there's probably going to be some movement as we move into the later part of the week. All right. So looking at the market right now, DXY currently still very bullish. All right, I've been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. It was really important to see if this is going to stay above this sort of 101.5, 102,000 level, and it made this beautiful weekly double bottom and is now pushing higher. Of course, it doesn't mean we're going to see a full reversal or continuation up. Price could always reverse through here, but for now, the dollar is still very bullish. On the 4 hour though, all right, what I'm looking for right now, at least as we move into the earlier parts of this week, I want to see if the dollar is going to respect this 104 sort of 500, 600 level here for a move higher. Right now, it looks like it's breaking lower, but it's still early days. Things can always wick, can always turn around. If the dollar can respect this level and push higher, we'll see pairs like NZD USD, GBP USD, AED USD, all those will go lower, right? Because that dollar strength will push those lower. And then pairs like maybe USD CAD or USD Swiss will continue higher. However, if the dollar begins to maybe break this level and then maybe make its move down into the next area of like 103.8, 103.5, then we could expect a bit of a change or a pullback on those pairs, which wouldn't surprise me considering the huge moves we've seen especially on dollar pairs in the last 2 weeks. Like if you look at, like, for example, USD Swiss, like this thing has just made a huge move in the last 2 weeks, right? Or USD CAD as well, just easy 200 pip trades plus. So everything that goes up must come down. What goes down must come up at some point. Things need to correct. So, we have to be ready for that. Okay. Never get married to a bias, guys, of a direction, because things can always turn around. You could have the most bullish pair that could always reverse. So again, this just comes down to understanding how the market moves and flowing with numbers and price action. Okay. Now looking at some pairs for this week, I did put a post out yesterday saying that I was interested in AED USD. Obviously, the price action for that potential sell setup just never occurred, so there was never any trade there. I've since done a bit of a zone update or outlook change on this pair. Right now, I'm monitoring for possible sells from this 0.67500 level. Again, I want to see further price action here on like the 30-minute, the 1 hour, the 2 hour, for example. Plus, I would like to see maybe some bullish price action here on DXY to give that confluence. I don't really rely on DXY, but obviously it's a good confluence to have. But if I see what I need to on AD USD and DXY isn't lining up, I always trade what I see, guys. That's how you should do it. All right, always trade what you see, and you'll find that as long as you have a good understanding of how the market moves and price action, you'll be right most of the time. All right. If AUD USD can respect this level and can break below 0.67 thousand, we could see a nice move down to like 0.66 thousand. But if that happens, if we begin to break lower, I'll update you guys along the way. But for now, looking for this to respect this level for a potential move lower. Otherwise, if we do get that reversal on the dollar that I was talking about, then what we can maybe expect is to see AUD USD break this level, retest to come back up into 0.68200. And then from there, that's going to be where we decide if it's going to break lower or maybe even break higher, okay? Because remember, we broke this level here last week, and we never really got a proper retest of this quarter price. So I want to see that eventually retested as well, all right? So definitely watching this today or tomorrow, depending on when and if price lines up. Euro AUD, this thing is just on an absolute rocket. Keep in mind, this is a euro pair, and like I said earlier, we have a lot of euro news coming out, okay? We're kind of entering no man's land. There's really not much here that I would want to mark up because it's such old price action. So I really would just be paying attention to like this 1.58 thousand level. Right? That's not what I wanted. But what I'm really looking for right now is price going to come down, respect 1.572, 1.575. We can look for possible buys from here if the price action presents. Otherwise, what we'll be looking for is we might see this be a fake out and then come back, retest for a move lower. That euro news might actually be what pushes this up and then reverses it. And then from there, we can just look for that retest. So I'm watching that for now. This pair needs a lot of price action. Probably not a pair I'm going to be looking at really until late today being Tuesday, or most likely Wednesday, Thursday. Just based off of what I see here, it needs a good amount of price action, okay? So definitely keep this in mind for like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or maybe Asia today as you move into Wednesday tomorrow, all right? USD Swiss, again, not really too interested in this pair right now. I want to see this either do one of a few things. I want to see this pull down into 0.93200 for that possible buy setup because we broke this level. I want to see a full retest of that price. Otherwise, what I'm looking for is maybe this can pull up into here and we can look for a reversal from there. All right, like I said, there's quite a few pairs that made some really big moves and things are kind of just floating in between prices right now. So when price is doing, or when the market's doing that, you really just want to see things kind of move and line up, right? We just need a bit more price action and just a bit of patience needed, all right? And then last pair I really want to cover is USD CAD, very similar to USD Swiss. You know, currently in between price points, I want to see this pull up into here where I can look for possible sells if we can respect that 1.36200 level. Otherwise, scenario 2 would be it pulls back down into here. I can look for possible buys off of 1.352. Otherwise, the third scenario is that this ends up respecting this 1.358 that it's sitting on, and then we end up breaking higher, and we can look for that, all right? So like I said, quite a few pairs need a bit of price action, but coming into early this week, for those of you who trade AUD, USD, definitely keep an eye on that, all right? Otherwise, you know, EA, USD Swiss, and USD CAD are definitely pairs that will be lining up probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so when and if these pairs begin to line up, I'll start posting a bit more in the public Discord. You know, being like, hey, I'm looking at this. That way you guys know that things are in position. All you have to do is just wait for the proper price action. But we've had a hell of a month in the mentorship program, guys. Well over 20-25% bagged. I mean, we even caught other trades that have gone on to do like 1 to 20s at the beginning of the month as well. But just insane month. Well, obviously it's a pretty standard month, to be honest. It's just been some really nice trades. So, you know, it's not every month you get 500, 400 pip trades all around, right? Usually you get like 100 pips here, 200 pips there, 100 pips here, but we're getting, you know, 2, 3, 4, 500 pip trades all at once. That's, you know, it's nice to see some nice movement in the market. So big things ahead. All right. As always, guys, make sure you use proper risk management, okay? Even if you are still new to trading or even if you're an experienced trader, the most important thing you can do is have consistency all around your trading plan, starting with your risk management, okay? So don't go crazy. Make sure you use a risk position size calculator for every single setup. There are millions of them out there, okay? Have a great week, guys, and I'll update throughout the week as these pairs begin to line up.